crystals are becoming increasingly popular. The claims made about them include that they can heal, improve memory, give off energy, and help you assert yourself. Well, let's find out, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first guest, Britain's best-known crystal healer, Susie Holbich. Now, Susie, I understand that you believe crystals have considerable power.
I do. Yes, I do.
And you've agreed tonight to demonstrate crystal power through what is known as applied kinesiology.
That's right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, to assist with this demonstration, we have with us actress and journalist Fiona Richmond. Tell me, Fiona, what about you? Do you believe in crystal power?
I don't really know very much about it, but I'm willing to have a go at anything that's going to help me.
Very good. Well, first, Susie is going to demonstrate the power of crystals by testing Fiona's strength while she's holding the crystal. This is applied kinesiology.
That's right, yes. You can test it for allergies and all sorts of things, muscle testing.
Well, earlier today, Susie decided this particular crystal that you're holding there is good for Fiona, right? Now, could you demonstrate for us, please, just how you decided that and do the little test?
Well, I went through crystals and the ones that I've got with me, and that seemed to be the right one. So first of all, I'd like to muscle test Fiona with her normal sort of strength. And to do this, I'll ask her to put her arm up, straight out.
Straight.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to just test it.
Okay.
You can feel that. I mean, there's no
it's just
push
going down.
So
normally.
just hold that in the other hand.
Do I hold it tight?
Just hold it.
Okay.
Let your body attune to it for a moment or two.
Feels hard.
All right. And then put your arm up again.
Okay. Straight. Oh. Yeah.
No, can you feel the difference?
Absolutely,
I mean, I can feel it, but you can
quite
feel it.
rigid.
It's absolutely rigid, whereas before it was absolutely limp.
Extraordinary, yes. There's a huge difference.
Well, you're going to place this crystal inside this small red bag. All right, now this crystal has been placed in the pouch, and I'll hold it by the string. And we've also here other samples, which are all going to be mixed up, also concealed in pouches, none of which could be described as good for anyone. That is, the ones aside from the crystal. So using your method, Susie, can you now find, if I give them to Fiona one at a time, which is the good crystal?
Well, we hope so. We'll test it on Fiona.
All right. Take the first sample. I'll just take the first one. Oh, you're going to reach in and take one. I'm sorry. Anyone at all there.
Right.
Hold it in your hand.
Okay. And then put your arm out.
Okay.
I swear to you, this is totally spontaneous, because neither of us know what's in it.
You mustn't feel it to try to find out what's inside there, Fiona. You're just supposed to hold it lightly in your hand.
Right.
Is this good or bad, then?
Bad. It's
This
weak
one,
bad.
this one you say is bad, so we'll put it in the red section. Reach inside and take another one, if you would, please.
It's like a raffle.
It is indeed.
Okay.
Bad, yep.
You say that one's bad, then?
Another baddie.
All right, I'll take it only by the string there. Thank you very much. We'll put that one aside in the bad area. And we've got three left. Reach inside, please.
Okay. Right.
I think that one looked bad to me, wasn't it?
Bad, it certainly was.
All right, very good.
Anything
No. Don't you dare peek. You're trying to peek, I know.
Yes.
Now we got two left. Let's see how you do on this one.
All right. That should be it.
That should be it? All right, I'll take that one. Now I'll put that one over here in the good area, and we have one left.
And this shouldn't work.
I'll bet I know what this one shouldn't do. Let's find out.
Okay.
And indeed, that one seems to be one of the bad ones, okay? Thank you very much. Now, I placed all four bad ones on the red section here and the good one on the green section. Let's just see how you did, shall we? If chance alone were operating here, you'd have a 1 in 5 chance of finding the crystal. We have a strange substance in here. Well, that's a blue lump of something or other. Let's just find out what we have in these other bags, shall we? This one here, which I can hardly get out of the bag because it's sticking in there. That's another piece of it. Ladies and gentlemen, and Susie and Fiona, what you chose as the crystal is actually rat poison. And I'm not going to test it out on a rat or on anybody else in this audience, and I'm certainly not going to try it myself. And by golly, I think we have, yes, here is the crystal, which a moment ago was represented as being bad for you. And of course, the last sample, as we might expect, rat poison.
Right.
So,
all I can say is that rat poison must be good for Fiona.
Oh, God, I shall take some every day then.
And that before, the crystal was sort of naked, if you like, in your hand. It wasn't covered up. And I think that does have an effect.
right. Now, these are the results of this experiment that you'd expect by chance, which would suggest either that applied kinesiology doesn't work, or crystals don't have the powers claimed for them, or both. Fiona and Susie, thank you very much for coming and taking part tonight.
Thank you.
And this is Stephen O'Brien, who assists Coral with her pictures. And could you tell us now what person in the audience might be able to identify with the spirit picture that you're going to produce?
No, we don't understand quite how this works, but we have to make the link with the spirit and then hope that it will make sense to somebody in the audience.
I see. Well, I'm going to back off the set now and just let you do your thing.
I will try to draw someone from the world of spirit. Stephen will tune into the same spirit, and if what we're getting makes sense to one of you, will you please answer, put your hand up. Obviously got a lady coming through, a lady who makes me feel terribly, terribly short of breath. She would have suffered either with heart trouble or possibly even have passed with a chest condition, but she's showing me herself a little younger than she went to spirit. She's got lovely thick hair, which I feel in the latter part of her life was much, much thinner. Have you got any contact with her, Stephen?
I don't know if this means anything to anybody. I have heard the name of Butler given to me, B-U-T-L-E-R, but I'm not sure yet, unless I'm told whether this is her or the person we want. I wonder if there's anybody in our audience that either holds the surname of Butler or knows that name well, please. Do we have anybody there? Do we get a voice? Are you Butler?
I am, yes.
That is your name?
Yeah.
Who is William Butler that's calling in from the other side of life? Someone that was known as William, passed over quite a while back, I've got to say. I don't know if you've heard of that name, have you? William Butler?
Sorry.
Don't make it fit, whatever you do.
Hello, sir, there. Is this making sense to you of a lady that passed in the way I described, possible heart condition, angina? I feel she went silently, quietly in her sleep after quite a bit of illness, and she brings back memories here of the war years and the bombing.
I know a man called William Butler.
Good.
Whose wife passed away with angina.
Yes.
But I've got to say that that picture doesn't look like...
The picture doesn't fit with her. That's fine. Sometimes we work like that.
We may have two links here.
We might have, yes. We'll do what we can to sort that out.
Everything that Stephen has said, it rings true, but unfortunately the face doesn't.
I see.
I cannot place the face.
Right.
No.
As long as the details are right, we may be able to piece it together if we can. We're working under very difficult circumstances here. We're trying our best.
Can you? Come on, sort yourself out.
We'll try and place the face. What we normally do is try to link through and get the name of the communicator, but we can't demand that. But if you take this back to that connection, you will find, you said, a photograph, Coral, of this lady, and it's something to do with the bombing. So I would like to say to you, the audience, and the television station, to follow you back and have a look and see if you can place her. At least try that.
Certainly will, yeah.
Would you do that?
Will do,
Thank you very much
Thank
indeed.
you.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you very much, Coral. Now, Coral said that the face she has drawn should mean something to somebody in our audience. Is there anybody here who can relate to this picture? Please vote if you think you recognize the face. Well, 10 people say they recognize this face, which is odd since you said, Coral, that only one person should relate to it. Perhaps this drawing is not as specific as you think? Well, thank you very much anyway, Coral and Stephen. Do you think the person in this photo is living or dead? Our last guest tonight believes that by looking at a photograph, she can tell us something about the person in that photo, including whether or not that person is alive or dead. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Agnes Freeman. Thank Agnes, earlier in the day, we gave you 5 photographs. They're smaller versions of the ones we now have behind us. Choosing a photograph was a difficult task. We tried to ensure that as few clues as possible remain. Surroundings, clothing, hairstyle may all give a clue as to the age of a photograph. And thus, the likelihood as to whether or not the person is living or dead might be given away. I believe you used a pendulum to divine whether or not each person is living or dead?
Correct, yes.
Now, how does that work?
If the person is alive, the pendulum is turning usually right. If the person is dead, either it's not turning at all, or I don't get any kind of reading on the person.
So it's whether or not
on the aura.
I see. Now, Agnes has told us that if she is successful tonight, she would like to go on to a second test, independently supervised, to claim the $10,000 that I have offered for many years to anyone who can produce psychic phenomena under controlled conditions. Is that right, Agnes?
That's right.
All right. Well, first things first. Let's see how well you'll do with just 5 photographs. Now, there are tough odds against getting all 5 correct. This first photograph, what do you make of this lady?
What I made out of this lady is, I got the name, she's alive.
Yes.
And her name is Sandra, or somebody who belongs to her. The name is Sandra, and a lot of sadness in the past.
Alive or dead now?
She's alive.
She is alive. All right, we'll put a tick on that one to indicate that this is a living lady. I hope you're correct. Now, on number 2 here, we have a young gentleman of unknown profession. What would you tell us about him?
Well, he's very much alive, and what I got with him is, around him, I also get the feeling of teaching on the Irish connection, and I see him also got something to do with the Swiss Alps, either yet or going to there in the near future.
So that this gentleman is alive, then,
This gentleman is alive.
All right, we'll stick a tick right up there on his eye, so we'll remember. And number 3, this rather exotic-looking gentleman with a little goatee. What do you say about him?
What I got with him is very much alive, and he's a born mystic, psychic, artistic, musical, whatever you can think of. He got everything, about everything.
So you say that he's alive as well?
He's alive.
And so he gets the red tick. And moving on to this more elderly gentleman?
The elderly gentleman is alive as well.
He is?
Yes. What I pick up with him is the eyes.
So he is alive,
but
he has problems with the eyes. Very well, and he gets the red tick as well. So thank you very much, Agnes. Now for number 5. What do you say about this gentleman?
This gentleman is not alive. I got any kind of readings on him. And also I felt the photographs very cold. Also I get Somerset with him in the past. Whatever I got in him, the reading that I have time for is all in the past, not in the present.
I see. Well, thank you very much, Agnes. Would you join me over here, please? Let's just review your psychic decision of the condition of each person shown. You said number 1 is alive, number 2 is alive, number 3 is alive, number 4 is alive, and number 5 is dead. Let's see who's really still alive. All of them, except number 2. So you got 3 correct and 2 wrong. I'm sorry, Agnes. I know that's not what you had hoped for. Nevertheless, you did come along to participate, and I think you deserve a big thank you. In the case of the psychometry test tonight, in which keys and wristwatches were matched up, as well as in the matching of handwriting to professions by means of graphology, we expected one match would be made if chance alone were operating. The living or dead test with photographs, which you have just seen, called for 2 or 3 to be correct by chance alone. In all 3 cases, our guests have scored just what chance would call for, so that in our admittedly small number of trials, none of the special skills or powers seem to have been demonstrated. The question remains, do these abilities really exist? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the evidence. You make up your own minds. I'm James Randi. Good night.